Android Wear is Google's smartwatch platform. While it's still pretty early days for smartwatches, it's a market that's bound to go quickly, and if it's anything like the smartphone market, Android is pretty likely to take it over. So in this section, we're going to be looking at Android Wear 2.0, which is planned for release in the autumn of 2016. You don't need any special software to develop for Android Wear, you can just do it all within Android Studio. And I'm going to show you how in this video we'll look at how to create a basic Hello World app for Android Wear and run it on the simulator. So within Android Studio, we go to File, New, Project. And then, as you've probably noticed, we have the option to create an Android Wear project. So I'll call this Android Wear Demo. And we've always used the phone and tablet option so far, but this time we're going to switch to Android Wear. And as usual, you can choose the various different options. I'm going to go for 5.0, maximize compatibility. But as always, if you want to use any of the particular APIs that come with 6.0 or 7.0, then you need to choose those. Okay. Now, as with our Android apps, we can choose the default activity. So you've got an always on Wear activity, a blank one, a notification, Google Maps, and a watch face. So we're going to be going for blank Wear activity for the moment. And then next, we'll leave those as the default options and finish. While that's setting up, we will need an Android Wear device to test this on. So let's create one in Tools, Android AVD Manager. Remember, we did this right back at the beginning of the course. An AVD is an Android virtual device, and we need to create a watch device to test out our apps on. So we create this in just the same way that we did before, but of course we're going to choose a Wear device this time. And it doesn't matter too much which ones you choose, but I'd recommend having a square and a round one available. So I'm going to go for that top square device and then click Next. And again, you can choose any version you want there. I'll just go for the one that I've already got. That is Lollipop. And as always, you can customize the device a fair bit if you like as well. I'm just going to leave that as it is and click Finish. And there we go. So let's quickly do another one to create a round device. So I'll use that bottom one there. Next, next, and finish. There we go. So we now have our two Android Wear devices, and here's our Android Wear demo app. I'll just run it in the background. So we'll start with round. And while that's loading, let's have a quick look at the files that we're used to seeing. So we've got our Android manifest, which looks pretty similar to what we're used to seeing. We've got this new feature of Android hardware type watch, of course, but the rest is fairly familiar. In the Java section, we've got code that again is pretty similar to what we're used to. We've got our main activity, which is sending activity, and we've got a specific text view here, which is part of our default layout, and then we've got our onCreate method. We do have a new variable type there of watch view stub, which we'll go into and see exactly what's going on there in the next video. For now though, notice that we've got three different layout files this time. So we've got the primary layout, which you can see there. Unfortunately, in the preview, it doesn't show you it in a watch, which is a bit of a shame. But the main thing really is to notice that we've got two different activities, or two different layouts at least, for rectangular and round. And in our case, in this demo app, in the round activity, we've got a text view with a hello round world in the middle, and then in the rectangular, you can see we've got hello square world, which is at the top left. So you can have different layouts very easily for round and square watch faces. Okay, let's take a look. And here we go. You can see the Android Wear emulator is coming to life there. You might notice though that I do have an issue down here saying that there's not enough memory to run that particular AVD. So that's worth being aware of. When we go to our AVD manager, we might need to edit our AVDs and give them more memory. So to do that, we show advanced settings, and then we can choose the amount of RAM here. So let's go for a pretty big 2048, 2 gigabytes of RAM. That should be enough. And then click finish. And then the same thing with the square device. So advanced settings. And then the same thing with the round device. So edit, show advanced settings, and we'll change the RAM to 2048. And finish. And now let's run our app again on the round device. And there we go, you can see the Hello Round World text in the center of the watch screen there. And then we can also run the app on the Square emulator. So Android Wear Square. And then if we move over to that emulator, you can see it's currently running Android Wear itself. And then in a moment, our app will pop up. And there it is. Hello Square World at the top left of the screen this time. So that's the basic idea of how we run Android Wear apps. We have our main activity as before, and then we've got our rectangular and round activity layouts. In the next video then, we're going to dive a little deeper into how the watch stub system works and how we can build an app that's customized for each shape of device.